Sean Berkey says, what's your favorite town to wrestle in?
Man, I'm gonna have to say Chicago. And the reason I say that is because Chicago is like a traditional wrestling town. St. Louis was a great traditional wrestling town too, but Chicago has. I'll tell you this much, and it's hard to articulate. You go to Toronto, you go to the Barclays in Brooklyn. You go. Some of these places are real smart mark territory. You know what I mean? Where it's you gotta literally work hard to please these people. My worst place ever was Philadelphia because they just always hated the New Age Outlaws. Like City of Brotherly Love, my fat pink rotten.
I mean,
butt.
I
like,
think
holy mackerel.
I think you effed up came from there.
yeah. So it was. So that's my least favorite. But yeah, Chicago never turned totally smart mark. I would say it's 50-50. So you still go out there and get a pop for the traditional stuff you'd get a pop for, but they also are very on the cutting edge of what's going on in the professional wrestling world. You know what I mean? But like even in some of those other places, it's just highfalutin. It's hard work. You know what I mean? But I guess that's just me being lazy.
So you brought up the chili dog being your favorite, and I think that's an Ohio thing with the cheese or whatever, but Chicago being known for their hot dogs, you being the dog aficionado, and me trying to get you a deal with a hot dog company. What's your favorite region of hot dog?
So I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what we just started buying because we didn't know there was a difference. We just started buying Nathan's beef franks. Like what a great hot dog! But look, what I love is a Carolina dog, and I call
coleslaw,
it Carolina
what's
dog.
on it?
Yes, chili cheese and coleslaw. But look, I also like I think the Chicago has sauerkraut and stuff on it.
New York sauerkraut mustard. Chicago classic is going to be yellow mustard, green neon relish, sport peppers, a spear of of pickle, and the celery, salt, and tomatoes. Chopped onion.
I would eat that right now. I'm so hungry.
We know that I've said I'm a plant-based guy, but obviously before I was a food guy, and I like some hot dogs.
Honestly, I have two favorite meals. One is hamburger steak and French fries with gravy over all of it, and then the other one is, and you can tell why it's my favorite food because I'm fat. And the other one is chili dogs with French fries, but cut French fries like cut potatoes and deep fried. You know what I mean? Like.
I made some fresh fries last week. Did a blanching so I did a fresh cut, blanched them, did a half cook, came back later, did my second cook and fry on them.
You blanched them post cutting?
Yes, post cut. So did like a half cook at a certain temperature, brought them back out, and then you go in that second time. My first job was at a hot dog stand called Wiener Take All in Chicago.
I love it.
Suburbs of, and I used to slang dogs, and man, it was a busy place, and it's 16 years old.
People from Chicago, nobody's actually from Chicago. They just live all around it. And
so when I first got to college, like I introduced myself in a classes from Chicago, and someone from the city's like, my biggest pet peeve is when people say they're from Chicago when they're not from Chicago.
Yeah. You go, well, get over it, dude, because I'll punch you in the friggin'
But then
face.
I've always been conscious since then, and I'm like, the suburbs.
yeah, you got to squeeze that in. Well,
look, I grew up and had it real good.
Yeah, you're not the first person that said, I'm from Chicago.
My high school was voted the #1 high school in the country. Sorry.
Sorry, South Side. You and Jim Croce can